basically, right now we're here in a mini maker fair in Barnes&Noble's to kind of expose our robotics team for FRC, FIRST Robotics competition for the year of 2016.
Today we are here at Barnes&Noble. We were invited here as a FIRST Robotics team to come and demo to younger kids all kinds of neat toys and new gadgets and so on, so that they get excited about science and STEM and engineering and so on. So most of the toys that we're demoing are mechanized stuff, robots. They're toys, but they're also educational at the same time.
Well, in the Mini Maker Fair, we're trying to get across the message of FIRST Robotics. So we're trying to spread the message of our team, what we did last year, all the various things that we did in FIRST Robotics, like the design, the marketing, the programming, stuff like that. So that's basically what we're trying to get across. We're also working with the other events of the Maker Fair, like the drone and the sphere robot and stuff like that. So we're just trying to encourage different inventions and different technologies.
So my role here is to present that engineering path through a game. So I'm just gonna simply teach the children how to be engineers in a very fun and creative way, so they'll be attracted towards it.
My role for FIRST Robotics was to be one of the main builders. So what I did was I fabricated the robot from basically all sheet metal to a robot that we were able to use to compete and hopefully win.
In FIRST Robotics, I'm helping making the trailer and building the robot itself. So when the competition is announced, we are ready to build it.
I'm primarily working in the marketing team with FIRST Robotics here at Gulliver, but I also like to expand my horizons and jump from group to group to see like other things I can do, kind of get a bigger variety of what Gulliver has to offer us in this program.
I am part of the booth committee for the FIRST Robotics team, and I'm also the leader of Recycle Refurbish.
I think it's very important to educate the youth, because without the youth, then behind me, future generations will not know what to do, and we will have to basically start from scratch. Whereas if we teach them from a young age, we can coach them through until high school, and then after high school they'll be able to flourish and do whatever they want with technology and improve the world that we live in.
It's important to teach engineering, STEM related fields to children, because that way we can have a society that is educated and prepared to tackle problems in the future that will arise, such as overpopulation, starvation, getting a clean water supply.
The reason I believe that we should teach such young kids how to work in engineering fields and all this is because, well, as a kid I didn't have this experience, and I think it'd be really beneficial for younger generations to start learning now. And then there's so many jobs that haven't even been created yet, and these kids could be the future of those jobs. I also think it's really important because I love working with kids, so the fact that I can teach them what I'm able to do is really cool, and they're so much younger than me.
That way it gets them into thinking about it earlier, and they start getting more creative and stuff and knowing how to apply their creativity in the real world. So the earlier they get to learning all this engineering and trying things like VEX and FIRST Robotics and stuff like that, it really helps you to start, applying your creativity, getting it out there, and like doing it in real physical things like robots and stuff like that.
I think it's important to teach kids about engineering, at least now. It's because a lot of careers now are revolving around engineering. There's a whole 50-something fields of engineering. Like there's mechanical, computer. Everything you can imagine is done through engineering, and it's pretty much like our whole future relies on engineers to guide us there. Once you start teaching the youth about all this, it'll be a lot easier to get to the future.
Hi, I'm Lucas, and I love robotics. First, I love science. Second, I think robots are really cool, like robotics.
What do you want to be, when you grow up?
A scientist, of course.
What do you like about robotics that's so special?
I like that you can create things and you can make some pretty good stuff.
And what do you like about, like engineering?
Engineering is basically making things better, like toilet paper. So an engineer 2-ply, that's made a difference. That made a big difference.
As a society, we're going to have a lot of problems that we want to solve in the sense of how we eat every day, how we live, how we transport ourselves, how we entertain ourselves, and all these are engineering problems. And we need to be able to do it in different ways that we know that we have to be sustainable, we know that we have to be inclusive for everyone, and who's going to solve those problems? It's going to be engineers. And we want these kids at a younger age to realize to make engineering fun so they want to do it and they're able to solve these problems when they get older.